You know, there's some people in my church that have taken to calling me Pastor Acronym, because I do love acronyms, and I love to use the words to blend in with the things that we're talking about. For instance, hope. You know, what is the word hope? H-O-P-E, having only positive expectations. So I want to talk to you a little bit about having a life without fear today, and it's interesting. So we'll start with some acronyms for fear, and a couple of them, of course, one of them you've probably heard before is, false evidence appearing real, for fear. But there's a couple of them that I like. One of them that says, forget everything and run. That's definitely a fear. But I like the one that says, no, face everything and rise. And when you do that one, that one tends to blend on into the acronym for faith. Forget about it, trust Him. And that's one of them that we really need to apply to our life. Forgive about it and trust Him. So here's 7 points that I want to go over with you from God's own promises that He gives us. 7 points that He promises that will enable us to have a life without fear. And that's what God says you can have. Number 1, focus your attention on God, not on your circumstances. Look to Him in every situation. Number 2, listen to the voice of God, not to the voices of the people or of the enemy speaking behind you and whispering in your ear. Number 3, seek God with all your heart. The Word says that we're to seek Him first and His righteousness, and then all things will be added. Number 4, don't allow the past or the present to rob you of your confidence concerning the future. Remember what I said, having only positive expectations in your hope. Number 5, be filled with the power of God. Be filled with the power of God. His power is your power. It says, at work within you. That's a promise within His scriptures. It says, be filled with the love of God. And then also be filled with a sound mind. Those are all evidences of the promises of God. They're all right out of the Word of what He tells you that you can do. In order for you to live a life without fear and face life with faith and confidence, we need to focus our attention on what God has for us and not our circumstances. We must fix our eyes on Jesus, and He is truly the author and the finisher of our faith. In the incident in the Bible where Peter walked on the water, we find that as long as he was focused on Jesus, he was able to walk on the water. But when he started focusing on the storm and the wind, Peter was filled with fear and he began to drown. I even think that at some point, he was listening to the voices behind him of the guys in the boat saying, "What are you doing out there?" So we need to, even in our life, as long as we focus on what God has for us and not on our circumstances, we can live without fear and we can face life with confidence. Jesus, when He came back, He told His disciples that to have faith, and He told them His peace He would leave with them, because He said, you're going to face different trials and tribulations in your life, but have confidence in this, that I have overcome the world. We can triumph over our adversity and our trials, but, if we focus on the circumstances, we'll allow fear to come in and dominate us, and we'll not be able to triumph over our adversaries. So make a choice today. Choose to live a life without fear. Choose to have faith, and forget about it. Just trust Him. This is Pastor Riley, and that's just a thought.